Conversations with Azu Ishekwele.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Conversations with Azu. I am Azuka and I have Julius. Hello, Julius.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And joining us virtually for the second time, the man of the moment himself, Mr. Azu. Hello and welcome, sir. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, and thanks for having me again this morning.
I shouldn't have bothered asking you how are you doing. Obviously, I can see that you are doing very well. You know, this week's, I like to call it a monologue because that's how I like to think about it. It's titled Thrills, Joys, and Surprises of Selling. The first time I read this article, you know what I thought about? I said, okay, from the years of selling charcoal, migrated to selling newspapers for the last 35 years, and now venturing into a new space of selling books. It's never too old to learn something, right?
You're absolutely correct, Azuka. I guess in all of our lives, sometimes from when we grew up until from cradle, as they say, to the grave, there's always something that we're pitching to others. And in a manner of speaking, that could just be selling. The question could be, what is it exactly that you are offering that is of value that people may be interested in? But you are correct. I agree with you on that.
Okay, so let me start now. The book is out unofficially, but I'd like to ask, how has the experience been? How has the feelings been? I know the reviews are already coming out. A couple of your friends are already commenting, and you're already using the smiley praying hand symbol. But how has it been? Generally, how has it been for you?
Yeah, it's been great, to be honest, and I really have felt gratified by the feedback I have received from many of those who have encountered the book. You're correct that it's not officially out, but once you go to azu.media, you can either order or pre-order. So you can order once you go to azu.media. You can order immediately and receive within 2 days, I suppose, on Lulu. Or if you would wish to pre-order, you can do so on Seller or on WhatsApp, and all the details are provided. But even though it's not out officially, those who have either pre-or those who have ordered and who have received it or those that I have given some people have actually bought, but as I said, by ordering directly, have given me very encouraging feedback. And as I said in my column today, obviously, which you were mentioning at the beginning, the feedback has been quite, all across all social media platforms. It's been quite encouraging. Very encouraging, I must say, yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. The dilemma of a content creator. This book.
Is that the title of another book?
No, it's not.
Oh, you never know.
The dilemma
I thought
of content creators in our part of the world. In the
Right.
example you gave, the reference you made to Stephen King, it's his publisher who called him and said, "Hey, guy, that thing is blowing, like we say these days in Nigeria." And in your own case, I'm hoping that Premium Times is going to call you and say it's blowing. So being the poor salesman that you've said you are, why don't you just let Premium Times do it?
All right, great question. You know what? So one of the feedback I got from a friend yesterday who called in, obviously after I had read my column, he said, "Look, don't you think that you're doing both your job and the publisher's job, as is the case with Stephen King that you referred to in his book Carrie?" But I think Premium Times is doing a great job and will continue to do a great job for me. I think it's just that I guess that in my case, I'm more than anxious to improve my skills, and I just cannot wait to improve my skills in selling. That's why it does seem as if I'm getting ahead of myself and taking on far so much than I ordinarily ought to at this time. But yeah, I mean, Premium Times is doing a great job. But it does seem quite obviously that I'm not going to let Premium Times do this job all by itself. So it's going to be both me and Premium Times trying to sort of put our best foot forward in selling the book.
Okay, so I dare say every time I say it, you drop a piece this week and I say I love this piece. The next one I say I love it, but I particularly love this one because of the honesty imbibed in it. The fact that Mr. Azu finally realizes that marketing is not for the weak. I'm going to reserve a couple of my thoughts till when we meet physically before you change them for me virtually. But I like to ask, did you have like a strategy in your head that you thought you were going to use to sell this book?
Oh, yes. And I was just not me trying to do this alone, as I also referenced in my column. A couple of folks, I had a planning committee that joined me, and we tried to strategize to work out a plan about how we are going to proceed on this. We also tried to do it both by the textbook and by our instinct as well. So yes, I'm playing as much as I can by the rules, but I am also playing by my instinct. And sometimes you just follow your instinct and do what you have to. Because sometimes even the best plans, you have to alter or adapt the best plans as you go along. So that's exactly what we're. So yes, there is a plan. In fact, there are two committees. There's the first committee that helped to bring the book to birth, and there's another committee headed by Mr. Louis Odion that is chairing the marketing. But I guess it's all reflective of my poor salesman quality. I just won't let any committee do anything all by itself.
Yeah. All right. Sometime early in the week, I read Femi Adesina, one of your contemporaries and friends, a former presidential spokesman, who wrote something about the public presentation, public reading of his book with a publisher. Are we looking forward to events like this?
Oh, yes, there will be. The formal presentation, the public presentation will be on the 26th of June. It's next month, 26th of June, Wednesday, 26th of June. That will be at the Yaradua Center. So yes, there will be a public presentation. There will also be a formal, scripted, structured review of the book by Dr. Ruben Abati, the one we call Monumental Ruben. So that's all part of the plan. You are correct, Julius. There will be a public presentation, but that's probably another 4 or 5 weeks down the road.
Okay, so in conclusion from me, I'd like to know, what lessons did you take from this entire selling experience? I said something in person. I said, Oga will finally realize that meeting targets are not so easy. That was just me being. But what is the lesson that you've taken from this your whole sales experience? Apart from the fact that you're an amazing writer, you're one of the smartest people that I've ever met.
Oh.
But a terrible salesman.
Well, there you have it. You have just shared one of the lessons. Yeah, well, I mean, which is okay, I think. I believe that another very useful lesson, and the journey is just beginning. It's still early days yet. I don't know how many more lessons I might learn down the road, but I guess I'm braced up for this ride. I'm braced for it. Yeah. Well, I think another very useful lesson that I have learned is just how supportive people can be if they sense that there is something of value that they can use. And so I have received feedback, as I also said in my column, by people who are also anxious who have seen the quality and value in the book, and who are anxious that the book should get out there, especially to young writers and to people for whom the book will be a very valuable resource. And I get this feeling, this buzz, this energy of people who are really anxious either to get the book to read or to find how they can share the content from it. So you really never know the value of what you have until you have sort of put it to the test. And so that's a very valuable lesson. But as I said, it's still early days yet. And we'll just have to see. But I'm braced up for this ride. I must say I'm braced up for it. Thank you.
Okay. That's all from me.
And from me, part of the thrills you will find in reading Azu's column is the reaction someone has given him as he markets this book online. And the person says, my own now, you look good. Charms.
You didn't say that.
Something to that.
Me, I'm definitely going to drop a comment. Watch out for my comments. You will scream munch this one. In fact, it likely will trend. Who knows?
Well, you never know. You know that the only thing that the journalist never said was what you never shared. So you just watch what you say.
This is where I think we draw the curtain on to this episode. Last time out, we brought you the topic. You won't know what is in the book unless you flip the pages. And today we brought you the follow-up, which is thrills, the joys, and the fun of marketing. Stay tuned on this channel and watch out for the next steps we take. To get this book, go to azu.media, and to get further contents by Azu Ishekwene, visit our website, azuishekwene.com. Thanks for staying with us. Thank you for coming on the show, Azuka.
Thank you so much. And we hope to see Mr. Azu live. This virtual thing it's not sweeting me. Let me speak.
Yeah, I think that by God's grace, on the next show,
Azu is coming out live.
I look forward
very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Conversations with Azu Ishekwene.